Hello folks, John Maguire here. I'm just stabilising some footage, so I thought you might like to have a look. As you know, a lot of our sightings in the past, the footage that people send us has been shaky. People just see an animal, they jump out of the car or whatever they're doing and start filming on a phone or a camera. And so we try and take that shake out just so that we can see the animal stable in the shot. In case there's any cues of the movement or the shape of the body, obviously. So this latest sighting I'm just working on, because you know we stopped shooting on potatoes ages ago, just to answer that question. So I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro. I've got the clip in the computer, and I'm just working away on these keyframes. So I've stuck a piece of paper on the screen there, and I'm just lining up this star dropper. Very technical, isn't it? You didn't realise it was going to be so technical. And then you go frame at a time, frame, and the star droppers move, so I'll move the shot back up, frame, move the shot, want him up a bit there, frame, didn't move much, a little bit. And you just keep doing that. And yes, it takes a long time. And you can see the track that's already started to happen there. So they're all frames, keyframes that I've put in. So that all gets saved on each frame in motion on Adobe. So it's moving the position. And that creates, you can see it's gone off screen a bit there. So later on I'll zoom it up anyway to see if we can get a closer look. So that will take a while. The problem is you might stabilise that footage so it's easier to see the animal on the screen, but the frames where the camera is moving are still blurred. So you can see in here this is quite blurred on these bushes because the camera is moving. So it's not out of focus, it's actual camera shake. You can see it got worse on that frame. So I've tried squeezing these shots up in Adobe Photoshop. That has a camera shake option to try and lose the camera shake, and it just kind of squeezes it together in the direction that the camera is moving. I've tried it on one of our videos, the bin day video, and didn't have much success removing much of that blurriness. There is a sharpen filter as well, but that actually brings in some other artifacts and it kind of destroys the contrast a bit with artifacts. It loses its smoothness. So that's where I'm up to on there. A few hours later, no, that'll take a while to do all that. I've done about half of that. So anyway, if I go back here, the whole screen's moving around there. You can see the black on the side of the screen. So I'll zoom that up later, and then it goes back to where I haven't done it and it's all shaky. So I'll show you that again. So when you see the frame jumping around, that's me moving it. And then you can see there I haven't got to that bit. I don't do a lot else to the shot. I nearly always adjust contrast to make sure there's no detail. So I can adjust the contrast, which sort of unstretches the video level. You can see the video level on the scope there. So if I add a video effect, probably color correction, I usually go Lumetri. If I chuck that on there, on the clip, and then I can turn on here, basic correction, and then I can adjust exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites and blacks. So for instance, blacks, I can see when I adjust it, when I press it properly, there we go, you can see the blacks going up and down. Exposure, obviously we can lift the exposure. And so we can really get that level so that we've got all the contrast. It's not sort of squashed up. You know, if it's squashed up like that, we want actually more contrast so we can make sure we're not missing any detail. And yeah, then I'll zoom it up a bit and stick it out there, see what we've got, and then we can see what the animal looks like. In this one we can see a little bit of tail, we can see a little bit of the way it runs, so we get some clues from that. And yeah, until they bring out a new version of the potato, we're going to stick with this.